The Mekong Delta is considered the largest water-available region in Vietnam, with supportive natural conditions and extensive river systems, providing favorable conditions for the development of agriculture and aquaculture, in particular, the production of catfish, a Pangasius hypothalamus, a principal export commodity for Vietnam, and extensively produced in the Mekong Delta. By 2019, catfish were produced in 8 provinces in the Mekong Delta. The highest production was in Dong That, Giang, Bến Tre, and Can Tho. The largest production area of 2,138 hectares and the smallest production area of 62 hectares were recorded. In 2019, Dong That produced nearly 394,000 tons of catfish, and Giang produced about 325,000 tons, Bến Tre had 174,000 tons, and Can Tho produced about 154,000 tons. These are the provinces in the Mekong Delta that produce the most catfish. The countries that import the most catfish from Vietnam are China, Hong Kong, the United States, and the countries participating in the Comprehensive and Progressive Agreement for Trans-Pacific Partnership, CPTPP, including Australia, Canada, Japan, Mexico, Singapore, New Zealand, and the European Union, EU. The total value of Vietnamese catfish exports from 2012 to January 2023 indicates that the export value in 2022 reached a record high of over $2.4 billion, nearly 2.5 times higher than in 2012. According to a study conducted by VCCI, Can Tho and the Fulbright School of Public Policy and Management in 2020, the catfish industry was estimated to employ over 250,000 workers, with 3/4 concentrated in the processing sector. Most workers have skills acquired through short training periods, primarily provided by companies after recruitment. The most positive aspect of the workforce is their expertise in processing fish fillets. Female employees are primarily involved in the phases of processing such as filleting, shaping, and packaging. Women's involvement in farming ponds is relatively minimal. The practice of breeding catfish emerged immediately after the exportation of catfish was successful. Prior to this, catfish were captured from the wild and reared in ponds. However, when there was a demand for large-scale production, the production and propagation of catfish seedlings became crucial to the development of the entire catfish industry. The basic process of breeding catfish includes the following steps: 1. Preparing the breeding pond. 2. Pond renovation. 3. Selection and stocking of fingerlings. 4. Care for the catfish fingerlings. 5. Disease prevention. 6. Harvesting and transportation of fingerlings. The transport of fingerlings can be done either in closed containers or open containers. Currently, the catfish industry employs 2 production methods: small-scale pond farming by households and industrial farming with up to 600 hectares of land. The transition to industrial and modernized production methods has helped alleviate the scarcity of input materials and stabilize the raw material supply for processing. Some businesses have also begun forming collaborations with households to establish stable supply zones. Others have even purchased property to construct their own. Nam Viet Joint Stock Company has commenced the largest high-tech catfish farming project in the Mekong Delta and the entire country. The project covers an area of 600 hectares, with a total investment of 4,000 billion Vietnamese dongs. The high-quality catfish breeding area with 3 levels occupies 150 hectares, with an investment of 1,000 billion Vietnamese dongs, while the high-tech agriculture area for commercial catfish farming spans 450 hectares, with an investment of 3,000 billion Vietnamese dongs. In the high-quality catfish breeding area, it is estimated that approximately 360 million high-quality catfish fingerlings will be produced annually to serve the company's farming areas. The surplus will be provided to catfish farmers in the Mekong Delta region, offering them healthy and disease-free catfish breeds, contributing to their high economic efficiency. As for the commercial catfish farming area, once operational, it is expected to produce around 200,000 tons of high-quality raw materials per year for processing and export purposes. Vietnam is a pioneering and leading country in the processing and exporting of catfish. Fillet is the main product, and rapid freezing is the primary post-processing preservation technology. Catfish skin can be used for collagen extraction and gelatin production. Catfish can also be used to produce cooking oil. Other byproducts can be used for snacks, and the head and bones can be processed into animal feed ingredients. However, these aspects have not received much attention. In addition, catfish is sold in the domestic market, mainly at traditional markets, with products including whole catfish and cut fish portions. The products in local supermarkets include whole frozen catfish, cut fish portions, and fish ball products. Regarding value-added aspects, processed and exported catfish in the Mekong Delta region accounts for 15% of sales revenue. The value-added products include fish balls, breaded fish fillets, fish sausages, and fish wrapped in lemongrass. The exported fish products are white meat catfish fillets, fillets with skin, and cut fish portions. However, catfish farming has faced numerous fluctuations and challenges in recent years. One of the difficulties and challenges is the low survival rate and slow fish growth, leading to significant cost losses. Climate change has resulted in poor water quality in fish farming and prolonged feeding periods, resulting in low economic efficiency. According to the report from the Vietnam Fisheries Association in 2020, a total of 1,426 hectares of catfish farming areas were affected by diseases, and in 2021, it was 501 hectares, mainly due to diseases such as liver and kidney necrosis, hemorrhage, and parasitic infections. Additionally, climate change and complex weather patterns, especially extreme weather events such as prolonged heat waves, heavy rainfall, floods, and saltwater intrusion, have altered the farming environment and negatively impacted the health of the farmed fish. To raise awareness about food loss and waste and to attract private investment in reducing food loss and waste in the catfish industry in the Mekong Delta region of Vietnam, the initial assessment by the research team has shown that there are multiple stages in the catfish value chain where food loss and waste occur. Therefore, finding ways to help production facilities, companies, and small-scale farmers increase productivity and output while reducing food loss and waste is crucial. On the other hand, minimizing losses in the post-harvest stages will enhance the food system's resilience in the catfish farming sector. The value chains in developing countries often involve multiple intermediate stages, which increases the amount of food loss before reaching the consumers. This becomes even more critical for countries with limited or inadequate food preservation facilities, underdeveloped railway and road infrastructure, and limitations in accessing post-harvest technologies. Therefore, food loss encompasses not only the loss of quantity before reaching the consumers, but also the loss of value due to decreased product quality during transportation and storage, or poor technical handling and proper food preservation. This project aims to address one of the issues in the catfish farming industry in Vietnam, the loss and waste within the value chain. It focuses on the future of the catfish value chain in the Mekong Delta region in Vietnam. It seeks to develop solutions and recommendations to reduce food loss and waste in the catfish industry. The project's objectives are fully aligned with the overall development plan of the Mekong Delta region. The project will answer the following questions. Research question 1. What are the current losses and wastes occurring in the Pangasius, catfish, value chain in Vietnam, Cambodia and Laos? Research question 2. What are the main drivers of food loss and waste in Pangasius value chains in Vietnam, Cambodia and Laos? Research question 3. How can women and men be empowered and their participation, livelihoods or food security improve through introduced value chain interventions? Research question 4. What interventions or innovations could effectively support Pangasius value chains to minimize food loss and waste now and into the future? To achieve the 4 specific objectives, the project will be implemented in 6 components over a period of 3 years, with the following detailed activities. Component 1. Project preparation and implementation. Component 2. organizing specialized training on research methodology for scientists and project participants. Component 3. Conducting field surveys and data collection. Component 4. Data analysis and report writing. Component 5. Communication, recommendations, and policy implementation. Component 6. Project evaluation. The food loss in the Pangasius catfish value chain of the Mekong River Basin project is co-funded under the Food Loss Research Program by the Australian Centre for International Agricultural Research, ACR, and Canada's International Development Research Centre, IDRC, and has been approved by the Ministry of Education and Training under Decision Number 2426, QDBGDDT, dated August 26, 2022.